You should be ashamed because you're an ableist. Don't be ableist. Don't be ableist.
I never ever thought I'd have to do a video about how wiping your butt is not ableist. But here I am. Hello YouTube, and welcome to the Body Honesty Project. My name is Lydia, and today we will be answering the question, is it ableist to be able to wipe your own butt? And sadly, this is not a joke. Now, this particular video has been circulating around, and many of my YouTube colleagues have already covered it, and I will be clipping some of their points of view. It really is amazing to see the depths at which the FatAcceptance community will go to protect their behaviors, including calling wiping your own butt ableist. So, let's get into the TikTok.
Trigger warning for fat phobia and ableism on the next slide.
Full transparency. I have zero remorse or shame for being public about my weight loss. 2 years ago, I couldn't wipe my own ass. That's the tea.
The real tea is that nobody likes a pick-me. You don't need it. You don't need it in your life. The ableism, the fat phobia is tired, okay? There are so many ways to make jokes, to be funny, to do so many interesting things online, and being just a piece of shit, isn't it? It's 2024. Ableism isn't cute. Punching down isn't cute. You shouldn't be ashamed for losing weight. Of course you shouldn't be ashamed for losing weight. You can do whatever the you want with your body. You should be ashamed because you're an ableist. Don't be ableist. Don't be ableist.
Now, wasn't that just an angry, self-absorbed hot mess? There are so many things wrong with this video, and it sends a very, very dangerous message. So, why don't we break it down?
Trigger warning for fat phobia and ableism on the next slide.
Full transparency. I have zero remorse or shame for being public about my weight loss. 2 years ago, I couldn't wipe my own ass. That's the tea.
The real tea is that nobody likes a pick-me.
You know, when the term pick-me girl first came out, I agreed with it. But now it's really being overused. Because to me, a pick-me person is someone that speaks over you. Like if you said, oh, I went to Florida on my vacation, and the pick-me person said, yeah, I've been to Florida, and I've been to Mexico, and I've also been to the Caribbean. That's kind of a pick-me girl. By definition, a pick-me person is asking you to pick them over someone else. And they do that by one-upping whatever it is that that person says. Hey, I can walk a mile. Well, I can run a mile. Hey, I've been to Japan. Well, I've been to Japan and China. That is a pick-me person. But now we're using this term pick-me for anyone that's proud of an accomplishment. Am I a pick-me person for celebrating graduating university? Am I a pick-me person for celebrating a promotion at work? Or am I allowed to be proud and happy of my accomplishments? Are we supposed to check ahead of time if this type of accomplishment is allowed to be proud of? For example, if you grew up and reached the age of adulthood and were still illiterate, then later on in life learned to read, are you allowed to say, hey, you know what? 10 years ago I couldn't read and now I can? Or is that ableist against those that can't read? If we can't be proud of our accomplishments because we're worried that our accomplishments will hurt the feelings of other people, I think it's the other people that have the problem. Because by Fat Girl Flow's logic, this video would be considered being a pick-me person.
I've been scared to even attempt what I'm about to share with you. There were several moments where I almost stopped filming because I was too afraid to fail in front of you. I had basically given up on myself and accepted the fact that I was going to be fat forever, and that's just how it was. 16 weeks ago I decided to give my life one final shot, and I started a weight loss TikTok to share my journey. I'm doing things now that I never thought were going to be possible again for me. Things I took for granted, like being able to tie my own shoes. I'm telling you this because I want you to know that I know what it feels like to write yourself off as a lost cause. I'm also telling you this because I don't ever want you to give up on yourself like I did. We are worth it. One day at a time.
So, does that video claim pick me? Because he clearly said that he could not tie his shoes before, but now he can. So, is that a dig at people that can't tie their shoes? Because by Fat Girl Flow's logic, this would be a pick me video. But for me, I find it inspirational as heck. And yes, I know I've used this video before, but I wanted to use it again because it's just so freaking impactful. Other people that see videos like this might find them inspirational. But fat activists like Fat Girl Flow wants to silence these voices because these messages might hurt someone's feelings.
You don't need it. You don't need it in your life. The ableism, the fat phobia is tired, okay? There are so many ways to make jokes, to be funny, to do so many interesting things online, and being just a piece of shit, isn't it?
I actually don't think that she was trying to be funny. I think that she was just proud of her accomplishment. And you know what? She should feel proud of this accomplishment. And in a way, she should deliberately try to piss off the fat acceptance community because she was a part of it for so long and they totally did shame her for wanting to lose weight.
So to sum up, very few benefits, most of them temporary, and multiple risks, most of them long term. You don't need to be a genius to figure out why I am strongly against doctors recommending weight loss.
I hate to tell you this, but actively not wanting to be fat is indeed fat phobic.
Everyone should be a fat liberationist. So many body positive advocates are now posting about intentional weight loss. And honestly, this should be a huge red flag to us.
Diet culture is bullshit. Your doctor's telling you to put you on a diet to lose weight for your health. It's not healthy to lose weight. It's not healthy to have intentional weight loss. Your doctor's lying to you.
They say over and over again that they don't care if you lose weight, but we know the message. So to me, this wasn't about trying to be funny. It was about taking her body back, saying, you know what, fat acceptance? My body does not belong to you anymore. It belongs to me, and look what I'm doing, and look what I can do now. And the reason why this is so upsetting to Fat Girl Flow is because someone fixed their problem. A problem that she could also fix, but deems that it's not important. But when she hears that somebody else fixed it, well, that just ruffles her feathers. So, no, I don't think she was trying to be funny. I think she was using a touch of self-deprecating humor to celebrate her accomplishment.
It's 2024. Ableism isn't cute. Punching down isn't cute.
Punching down? I don't see any punches being thrown. How are you receiving punches that nobody is throwing at you? Statements are statements. Statements about oneself are statements about oneself. Statements about you or statements about your community could be perceived as throwing a punch. But there were no punches thrown here. For example, if I said that the excess weight of most of these fat activists is eating their brain cells, well, that would be a punch thrown at the fat activist community. But if I said excess fat has scientifically been proven to slow brain development, that's just a statement. It's a true statement, but it's a statement. I'm not throwing any punches. Likewise, if I said, you know what, after I had my 2 children, I was overweight, out of shape, and my brain turned to mush. Well, that's a statement about me. It's not a statement about all mothers. It's a statement about me. And once again, no punches are being thrown. So pray tell, I have to ask, how are you receiving a punch when no punches were thrown? You must truly be the main character of everyone else's life in order to receive that punch.
You shouldn't be ashamed for losing weight. Of course you shouldn't be ashamed for losing weight. You can do whatever the you want with your body. You should be ashamed because you're an ableist. Don't be ableist. Don't be ableist.
So we shouldn't feel shame for losing weight. We should feel shame for being an ableist. Well, honey, this ain't being an ableist. This is calling reality as it is. Not being able to wipe your own butt is a wake-up call. It is not something that needs to be accommodated so that you can ignore it. No, this is a wake-up call that your body is no longer in a state where it can do normal things that it should be able to do. Why do you want to accommodate a maladaptive behavior and/or an addiction? If a chronic smoker is struggling to get up the stairs in their house because they keep on getting out of breath, is it a wake-up call to quit smoking? Or is it time to install a chairlift into their house? If an alcoholic has the shakes every morning, does that mean that they should start mixing vodka into their orange juice in the morning so that they can steady themselves? Or is this a wake-up call to stop drinking? Why is it that we're allowed to see these things as warning signs of a bad behavior, yet with obesity and fat acceptance, we're just supposed to ignore it? No, it's okay that you're too big for the toilet now. No, it's okay that you can't fit into a car right now. Just get a seatbelt extender. Just get a curved shower curtain. Just get an extender so that you can wipe yourself. I mean, isn't this ridiculous? And you know what? It didn't stop here. No. Fat Girl Flo wrote an entire article about her inability to wipe her butt and why she's okay with that. Now, I'm not going to read the whole article, but I will share a clip with you from my friend, Big T Bariatric, with what he had to say about a portion of the article.
Well, random influencer number 9, guess what? I can't wipe my own ass either. I haven't been able to make the reach since 2020, when we were all first sent home for the pandemic and I relied solely on my bidet. What I can say, I literally went nowhere. I lost my ability to reach and in all honesty, haven't quite found my way fully back yet. I haven't spoken super publicly about this, but I've written about my experience with this particular challenge over the years on my Patreon. My friends and family know, and for the most part, they all have bidet attachments in their homes too. And now it's finally time to say it loud and proud. I don't wipe my ass. Really? Oh, man, she's proud of the fact that she's so freaking fat that she can't reach herself and wipe her own butt anymore. I mean, how ridiculous and idiotic can you get? I mean, this is the apex. This is probably the worst fat influencer I've covered so far. She goes on to say that in truth is that I felt a lot of shame about this. Like when I spent hours in therapy talking about how my body had betrayed me so much that I couldn't even do something as natural and standard as wiping one's own butthole. I felt ashamed, as you should have, while I pursued an accommodation at my workplace, requesting that a bidet be put in for me. Are you serious? Instead of deciding to lose weight and using that shame to fuel you to want to feel better, you're going to put in a request that your workplace put in a bidet for you so that you can clean yourself because you can't reach and wipe your own butt. You kept talking here about how your body betrayed you. Are you kidding me? You did every bit of it to yourself. Your body wasn't just gaining all this weight and you weren't doing nothing for it. You did it to yourself. You ate enough food that your body started storing all that extra fat to save it for later, but you never burned it off later. So it kept storing, and before you knew it, you were 400 pounds. And now instead of deciding to change your life and to work on your health and to change your habits so that you can spend more time as being a better aunt and all this other stuff, you're going to write nonsense like this, saying how proud and loud you are that you can't even wipe yourself, saying how great it is to be fat even though you're in chronic pain. This is the epitome of an idiot. If you were to look up the word idiot in the dictionary, her picture would be right there. And I'm just sick of this nonsense. This is really what's killing people, and she's going to be somebody that I make a video about later saying that she died because she couldn't figure it out.
I agree, Big T. And I'd love to film that collaboration video with you. Because a year from now, I'm sure we'll have many more names to add to the list of fat activists that are no longer with us. And one of the points in there that really bothered me was her saying that her body betrayed her. I'm sorry, but you betrayed your body by abusing it and treating it that way. And if she doesn't stop, wiping might not be the only natural and standard thing that she can no longer do. I mean, how far does she have to go to get that wake-up call? It's not enough that you can no longer wipe? Do we have to wait until you can no longer get in the door of your bathroom? Do we have to wait until you get bathed in a pen in your front yard? Do we have to wait until you can no longer walk to the bathroom? Like, when is the wake-up call? When will you finally wake up and smell the coffee? Yeah. And with that, let's move on to her follow-up video, which I will share with you, including Cynical Dude's take.
The caption reads, "Ask yourself if you would have been kinder to your body if you were met with curiosity and problem solving." That's not how you spell curiosity. There's no U. P.S. Occupational therapy is an entire career around the idea of making our daily lives accessible. It's valid. Okay.
I have had several people message me and say something along the lines of like, oh, when I couldn't wipe, that was when I started getting really serious about weight loss. Okay. I have no comment on you losing weight because you weren't yelling, I couldn't wipe my ass to anyone, right? I want to ask though, if you had told a friend that and you said, I have to lose weight because I can't wipe my ass, and your friend had earnestly looked at you and said, so why do you have to lose weight? You know, there are other options to help you with that, and there are stretches you can do to make that easier on you. What would have been different there? Like, what have we been taught, and what can we put into the world so that it's different?
What the hell are you talking about? What have we been taught? What can we put into the world that's different? I can't wipe my own ass, madam, okay? I could before, but I kept getting larger and larger, and now I cannot. Which indicates I need to change my life immediately. Alright, so that was completely insane. If you tell this person, look man, I'm really concerned because I can't wipe my own butt anymore, they're like, alright, well, they make a stick for that. You put this toilet paper on a stick, I'm sure that's going to do a real good job wiping your butt.
How did things get so backwards? I mean, 20 years ago, a video like this we all would have laughed at and thought was a joke. But it's not a joke. These people exist, and this is the manner of thinking of a great number of people. They call this listening to your body and being gentle with it. But it's not listening to your body. It's giving into addiction and destroying it. A gambler's brain tells a person to spend all their rent money at the casino. A drug addict's brain tells a person that they need a hit in order to function. And a compulsive shopper's brain tells them to max out their credit even though they have no way of paying it off. Listening to all of your brain's desires is not good. If you're a food addict and your brain is shouting at yourself to eat, you are not listening to your body's internal cues. No, you are giving into addiction. The same way an alcoholic's brain tells them to drink, the same way a gambler's brain tells them to gamble, and the same way a drug addict's brain tells them to do drugs. Your drug is food. And Fat Girl Flow, until you own your addiction, you are never going to get better. And when she says, what good things do you want to put into the world? Like telling someone that you can have accommodations instead of losing weight. She views that as a good thing. Well, I call that putting your head in the sand. I call that ignoring reality. And that is not a good thing. You know, I've been at this for a couple of years, and the fat acceptance community keeps on getting crazier and crazier and crazier. I never ever thought I'd have to do a video about how wiping your butt is not ableist. But here I am. I'd like to know what you think. Is wiping your butt ableist? Is it something that if you say it, it hurts other people's feelings that cannot wipe their butts? But that's enough butt talk for now. If you like the content of Cynical Dude and Big T Bariatric, well, I've done collaborations with both of them. Also, be sure to go and check out Big T's and Cynical Dude's channels and see what they had to say about this Fat Girl Flow butt wiping incident, as their takes are good and honest. So until next time, stay body positive, but also body honest.